Hello, it's Kate from Inkstampshare. I've got a fun card to show you today, but before I crack on, let me explain a little bit about it. This is part of a YouTube hop, and a group of Stampin Up Demonstrators have got together as a collaborative to do a monthly YouTube hop. And so if you look in my description box down below, you'll find some links to click to find loads of great inspiration. So do have a look and hop around to those videos and get some really cool ideas for your crafting. We just thought this would be a really fun idea. And our theme for May for this month is masculine. Now these pesky men's cards are a little bit tricky sometimes. Depends on your point of view, I think. So I'll crack on and show you what I'm going to make for my masculine card for our blog hop this month. Now let me find the stamp set I'm using. I thought this was ideal. It's called A Good Man, and it's got all these brilliant images in, all masculine themed and some lovely sentiments like it's your day, I grew up loved, being a good dad starts with being a good man. I really like that. Relax your way, you do a great job of being a great guy, you're the best. Lots of really great images. So I'm going to use this stamp set to make a fun card for you now. So I looked for some pattern paper that I thought was masculine themed, and I've come up with a country club paper. It's got some lovely blues and greens in it. I'm actually not of that thinking that you have to have blues, greens, greys, blacks for a man card. I know my grown-up son would be quite happy with a pink card, but not everyone feels the same. So I thought I'd stick to this traditional masculine theme, and I've come up with a country club paper and some Night of Navy cardstock. And these are my pieces, so I'll tell you the sizes before we start. So this is my card base, and it's a piece of A4 in Night of Navy, and it is cut in half at 14.9 centimetres, and then it's scored in half at 10.5 centimetres. And then my designer series paper layer, which is Country Club, is just half a centimetre smaller, so that is 10 centimetres by 14.3. Okay, and then I've got some extra pieces as well, so I'll tell you the sizes of these right now too. And I've written them down so I don't forget. So this Night of Navy piece is 8.5 centimetres here by 12.5 centimetres here. And then I have a Whisper White panel that I'm going to stamp on, which is half a centimetre smaller as well. So that is 12 by 8 centimetres. So if you're in the States and you're looking to convert, just convert it to your regular card size. So you have your regular card base, slightly smaller layer, and then you're going to have a nice decent big part of this designer series paper showing. And I'm going to be using this big long stamp in the middle of it from the stamp set, so which is this one with the chap holding the child, so it needs to fit onto there. All right, let's do some stamping. I'm going to move this one over out of the way, and I'm going to grab my layer to stamp on and my stamp. Okay, I'm using some Memento black ink, and the reason I'm using that is because it goes really well with our Stampin' Blend alcohol pens. If you use that one, when you colour, it won't muddy this ink and make it smudge, so that's the reason. And I'm going to use the pens to colour it in with. So here we go. Now I am going to be putting my sentiment down this side. So I want to stamp over to this side of my layer, sort of near the bottom and over to the right. Like so. Let's make sure it stamps well. It's a really lovely image. Look at that. Love it. Just reminds me of when my little girl was little. My little girl, she's a grown up. When my daughter was a little girl. Just reminds me. So sweet. So that's that one. And then I'm going to colour it in with some of our Stampin' Blends. So I've just got a collection here. So I've got Night of Navy in light and dark. I've got Crumb Cake in light and dark. I've got Old Olive in light and dark. I've got, is that another? Oh, that's a Smoky Slate. I've got an Ivory pen, and I've got one of the light petal pink. And this was my collection. You don't, for what I need for this one, you don't need to copy it. You can do it however you like, whatever colours your chap or little girl is going to be wearing. So I'm just going to demonstrate how I colour it in, but I won't make you sit and watch it all, I promise. So I'm going to take the Stampin' Blend in Night of Navy, and I'm going to use the bullet tip end. Excuse me. I feel that the bullet tip end is easier for me to colour in small areas. And I'm going to start with his jeans, and it's the dark shade, and I'm just going to highlight the areas where I think the shadow on his jeans might be. They don't have to be jeans. You could colour these in a different colour and just make them any trousers you want. There we go. I think this would make a perfect Father's Day card. I think it's really, really nice. So just a little bit of shading on there. Let's pop that one out of the way. And I'm going to get the light one of the same colour. The light, and I'm going to start to colour it in and colour it all the way. And then blend with little circular motions over the edges of where your dark blend was, so there's no harsh edges and it just looks like shadow. Just like that. Mind you don't colour in her foot. She doesn't have a blue foot. And just do that. And so you can see how you can create a light and dark shading very simply. I'm not particularly great at colouring, but these blends make the job easy. You can just pick out what you want there. So that's like that. I'll show you how I did the skin tone. So I have used, which one is it? The ivory marker for the skin tone. So I colour in her foot with that one. There we go. And his arm, holding her up. Like there. Her arm. And his neck. Just like that. Now I have done one already so that you don't have to sit and watch me do all this colouring in, because it could be a little bit tedious. So let me do my Blue Peter style and move this one into shot so you can see it. And this is the one that I've coloured in. So this has got light and dark old olive. That's a bit of petal pink on her top. We've got some smoky slate trousers for her. I think they might be pyjamas or whatever little outfit she's got on. Some crumb cake in light and dark for their hair. He's got a slipper. So just a general bit of colouring in, nothing too taxing there. Okay, and then I have got ready another scrap of Whisper White, and I've got one of our rectangles dies. Now these are from the rectangle stitch framelit dies. And you get loads of these. Loads of these. At all the sizes you might need. So I picked out one that I think will go around our sentiment. Sorry about my arm, I'm going to grab it here. So I've chosen being a good dad starts with being a good man, and I really like that. So I'm going to use the Night of Navy ink, which matches the cardstock, and it matches his trousers, his jeans. So it all ties in. Stampin' Up are great at that. Being a good dad starts with being a good man. That is so nice. So I'm going to stamp it here on my piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to cut it out. It stamps beautifully. Right, let's move that ink pad so I don't stick my hand in it. Like that. Grab the die. Now what I want is to leave a little gap at the bottom. So I'm going to pop my die on the top, like so, and I'm going to run it through the big shot. Little tip for you. I have got a magnetic plate, but I really do like popping a tiny bit of washi tape on the top of my die so that it doesn't move. So there's a tip for you. I'm just going to quickly run it through. I've got it right next to us. Hear all that noise. Here we go. So let's just lift that one out. Oh, I don't know if I put it through very well. Oh yeah, no it does. There we go. Pop that one out like that. There, it's in quite hard, but just put it gently. There we go. Some little bits on there. Perfect. So I've got my stitched shape, and in the set we've got a little heart in this stamp set. I keep putting it down or I can't find it. And that little heart, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to pick out the petal pink in her top, and I'm going to use it to stamp the heart. So I've got a petal pink ink pad, and I'm going to try and fit it in this gap here. Could be interesting, but I'm going to have a go. Just going to have to move it down a bit, otherwise I'll get my head in the shot. Oh yeah, that works lovely. It fits perfectly, doesn't it? You want to see which framelit I use to go around that one. It's that one. This one here I used. Right, put that back away so I don't need it again. Right, there we are. And I'm going to pop this on here. And what I've done is I have measured this piece after it's been cut, and I have then cut a little piece of Night of Navy cardstock to leave a tiny gap around the outside, about 1/2 centimetre. And the size of that Night of Navy little panel there is 3 centimetres by 6.5 centimetres, and that is going to go on here like that. So I think I'm just going to glue it down. Let me see what it's going to look like. It's going to go on there like that. And that bit's going to go on there like that, and it's going to come up the top. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm going to glue it down onto here to start with, and I'm going to use my snail to do that. If you love the snail, this type is retiring. It's on our retiring list. It's all available in my online shop at inkstampshare.ink. So grab the snail while you can. It is retiring, although we're having a new version coming, so don't worry. But I will definitely be stocking up. So I'm just going to pop that one on there, like so. Let's see how to do this now, because I got some of the Night of Navy twine out, because I thought it might be nice to incorporate it in the card. It's Night of Navy with Sahara Sand, I believe. But I haven't quite decided how to put it in, or if I even should. It may be too much for what I want. Oh no, it kind of gives an odd idea to it. I don't fancy that. No, let's take that away. Okay, so I am going to use dimensionals on this one to raise it up slightly. So our little sticky foam pads, I'll put some of those on there. Put plenty on. These are great. These will go through, one layer of these on a card will go through the post at regular postage in the UK without causing an issue. Ooh, little backs get everywhere though, don't they, eh? So we've lost our beautiful sunny weather at the moment, and we're now into some really miserable rainy weather here, but I'm hoping it's going to perk up again soon. So I want to line mine up with the top of my Whisper White panel and just make sure it's in the right place where I want it to go. So you can kind of get an idea by showing it to it like that. I think it looks nice raised up. Perfect, that's how I want it. So I don't think I want to raise that up anymore. So you can see when you use the blends to colour with, they bleed through, and they're alcohol markers, so that's completely normal and what you'd expect. But do put something underneath where you're colouring to protect your work surface, because it can come through on that. There we are. Oh, I like that. I do like that. It's kind of clean, isn't it? Clean and simple card. Okay, now, so the next thing is to get my piece of designer series paper on my base. So I think I'm going to stick these together now. Look, it's a golfing theme on this country club, and I don't actually have anybody in my family who plays golf, but I do like the other sides a lot. There's some really cool patterns on. Okay, so that's that one. This one's going to go on here. Oh, I really like it. bit more on there. And then I'm going to pop it in the middle. Nice, clean and simple card. Like that. Now, so I've got another piece of Whisper White to go inside. This is really dark, so if I write on here I won't be able to see it. So I've made a little insert, and this measures the same as my Designer Series paper layer, and so that's 14.3 by 10. And I have picked out one of the sentiments to stamp inside, and it says, "You're the best." You could put Happy Father's Day or whatever the sentiment is you want to use. I'm going to grab the Night of Navy back. So I wonder what all the other YouTubers in our hop have come up with this masculine theme. So if you find it a bit tricky, like I sometimes do, have a look at what they've done, because you'll find lots of inspiration all in that same theme. You're the best. And then I'm going to put a couple of hearts in there to match. Petal pink, where did I put you? Here you are. Just to echo what we've done on the front. There we are. And then we'll stick that one inside. You're the best. That is so cute, isn't it? I really like that. Now we can leave it there, but I've pulled out some of my enamel dots just to give it a little bit of something else. And I was wondering if I should put some of these on. These are the Happiness Blooms dots, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use those or the metallic ones. I don't know. What shall I do? Metallic or these? I think I'm going to use these ones. And I'm going to grab my Take a Pick tool. If you don't have one of these, you need one of these. Oh, I love it. I've always got it out, and it helps me no end picking up things and sticking them down and doing all that stuff. So I'm going to put one up here, there, and one maybe here. I don't know, I should put it, I can't quite think where I'm going to put one there. And one here. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that finishes it off quite nicely. Moving all this stuff out of the shop. I hope you like the card. Not too complicated, quite simple, very effective. And as I say, all of the products are available in my online shop. It makes making a card so simple, they all match. And you can find my online shop on my blog over at inkstampshare.ink. I hope you liked the video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you do. And click the little notification bell down below to get notification of future videos. And don't forget to go and look at all those videos in the description box. And thanks so much for joining me. See you next time. Take care.